It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer's sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
The room is dark. Darkness surrounds you. The only sound you hear is the rush of blood through your own ears. And suddenly a little glow appears before you. A glow of a candle in the distance.
Move towards the candle?
Yeah.
You all move towards the candle, and as it gets closer, you notice that it's sitting on top of a pedestal, and there are 4 mugs filled with water. You are all parched.
Are the mugs labeled?
No.
Does it seem to be clean or safe?
Sure. It's like water.
I mean
it's
but
the
it doesn't,
1940s.
See each other.
But, I'm a 1940s pseudo-professional of pseudo-medicine, so,
It's the
Doesn't smell
1940s, so more lead, fewer microplastics.
Yeah. No fluoride. Be thankful for that.
EBD, which is worse.
The water is refreshing and quenches your parched throats. You notice that there's a doorway off to your right, and it looks like there's light coming from the doorway.
Can we see one another? Are we aware that we are?
Yeah, and as you got closer to the candles, all of a sudden there's all 4 of you. There's Carlos and Blisco and Valentino and Doc.
No scary people with poofy haircuts or anything?
I mean, not in this room. There's complete darkness beyond the range of the candle, except for that one doorway over there that has light coming from it.
No, strange creatures with 19 eyes and 14 wings?
Not in this room that you can see.
No Zedekim or family members?
Nope.
Huh. I think we should investigate the light under the door.
So you walk through the doorway and you emerge into a large room. I mean, it's really large. And on the floor is a black and white checkered pattern, except that these black and white squares are varying in size, both in length and width and just physical size, to where it looks like the floor is warping and flexing and bending. And it kind of gives all of you a bit of a vertigo effect whenever you look at it. You all get a little dizzy. Standing at the edge of the checkerboard floor is Count Duke JMT's assistant. Greetings, travelers. In order to complete your journey, you will need to cross this field of tiles without stepping on the wrong tiles. I'll let you ask me one question, and I'll give you a clue on how to cross.
Should we just ask which tiles are the wrong tiles?
Yeah, try that.
That's a very good question. Very good. The answer is you need to step on the white tiles only. And in order to cross, only one of you will need to have great agility and athletics to weave your way across the field. So we're going to enter a skills test. One of you will represent the entire party. and it will need to be a and so as we go through this, once you've done your one skill test, you don't get to do a skill test again unless it's a individual skill test. This one is one person will act as the group skill test. So once the person has decided I will be the person to walk across the tile, that person cannot in these major tests go again.
Are any of us good at agility?
I have a 10.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Agility plus athletics. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have an 11.
I also have an 11. Does anybody have higher than 11?
Nope.
9.
Well. Is 9 higher than 11, Robert?
No, he was
I
saying
was
no.
speaking
I mean, the
German.
way that you use greater and less than signs, it is.
Oh. How dare you say something so very true? We don't have any bonus.
Nope,
like,
you have
things
0
under-
momentum.
But we don't have anything like under the insight. We have a bonus to like shooting.
No,
we have
but
a
that's
bonus
only
for
that's
the-
only
on
if you
damage
succeed.
stuff.
Yeah, that's only for damage
right.
stuff.
I didn't know if agility had like an equivalent.
Nope.
Nah, Brawn and Sight.
Do you
will.
have any specializations in athletics or anything that might buy us a reroll?
Nope.
I'm trying to see if any of my friendship. I mean,
What's the difficulty on this?
D2.
We could give him threat.
Yeah. And
We
I was going
may.
to suggest we do that.
We may need to. I feel like you roll better than me in that you know which way the plus and minus signs need to face. And
right.
by saying that, I know that I've also doomed us. So
Okay. I'll
Right.
take it.
You're gonna
Yeah,
give me a
focus.
threat?
Yep.
Hey, 2 successes.
2 successes.
Very good. Please describe to me how you make your way across this floor. Be as descriptive and as narrative as you like.
All right. So Dutch starts out pretty wobbly as the floor is weird and uneven. But as he goes, and because this was an athletics check, he actually stops looking down at the floor and just kind of makes these like educated jumps and seems to land on a non-bad tile pretty much every time once he starts doing this. Kind of relies more on his body and instinct than in like trying to like math out where everything is. And he sort of like gets more confident as he goes, and then when he gets to the very end, he jumps over, lands on the end, turns around to look at the other guys and be like, yeah, I did it, but turns around too fast, almost falls, almost steps on a black tile before he rights himself, and then does like a much smaller, like, yeah, I did it.
Very good. In the distance, you can hear bump, 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 bump. Count Duke's JMT's assistant says, very good. You may all pass into the next room. And so the rest of you all watching Carlos do those moves, you repeat the same moves, often into comical effect, but you all make it through. And on the other side of the checkerboard is another door that you can pass through.
Go through the door.
Yeah.
Instantly, if you thought you were in a room, it disappears completely. And you are standing in an open courtyard. And before you, you are like in the middle of this group. There are people fighting all around you. There are people shooting lightning out of their hands. There are others that are swinging swords. There are others that are in hand-to-hand combat with creatures of all shapes and sizes. There's some very grotesque monsters flying around this scene. As you look around, you can see, oh, look, there's a younger Count Duke JMT over there. And, oh, look, over there. There is somebody, a much thinner and younger person that you know as Mr. Underhill. And that person over there kind of looks like a relative of Mr. Riddle. And there are like 12 other people all battling this one wizard in the middle of the fray. And he's controlling these monsters and they are fighting him. This guy also looks a little bit familiar, but it is an intense battle. And as you are all standing amid this ruckus, Count GMT kind of stops and looks over at you. Ah, hello. This is the point where we turn the tide against our sworn enemy, and we save the world. Say, would you all be dears and take care of the creature over there? It would help if some of you were magic users. Oh, wait, none of you are magic users. Never mind, good luck! And he goes back to fighting these creatures in front of you. You all turn around, and flying at you from the sky is the best thing that I can describe it as is a sack of meat with wings. It looks like it's made up of every little grotesque little creature that you would find. Moles, voles,
Trolls,
crows, and they've all been mashed together into this throbbing sack of meat with wings. And it's got some tentacles on there. So, Rob, that's going to impact your character.
Oh, man.
And it's flapping at you, and it is coming at you and trying to attack you. This is an attack. This is an encounter. All of you may fight, and as you all look down, you all have access to your weapons. Who would like to go first? This is not a skills test. This is a fight.
I would like to shoot.
Okay.
And I think that it makes sense because I look at tentacles and go, saying it.
Well, first, let's have everybody roll a will plus resilience. Will plus resilience.
Okay.
D2.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
This thing is the
I
grossest
pointed out
thing
to
that you have ever seen.
That was a rookie mistake on my part. You hate.
No, I'll still let you go first and fight, but we need to see if any of you have any.
Does
mental.
the aversion to tentacles affect this as well?
No, not on this one, just on your
Okay.
ability to aim.
Okay, good.
Matthew succeeds.
That would suck.
Yeah. Brian does
What did I
not.
do wrong?
One success.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
Just
no!
Things are really
4
bad for you.
successes for Dutch.
And
Oh, okay.
wow, a double
Wow.
critical roll for Dutch.
Make
This is really
eyes.
great. That is really great. That is
Dutch has
rarely,
read enough Green Llama comics that he knows exactly.
rarely seen. Brian, if you would take 3 mental stress, 1 piercing.
Okay.
Rob, you also need to take 3 mental stress, 1 piercing. And yeah, this thing is so freaky with its tentacles and claws on the tentacles and meat sack stuff hanging out and throbbing veins and all of those things. This is really disgusting for you. You are going to, now your difficulty is going to have to go up for this encounter another level.
Piercing reduces our armor, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. So one goes through.
Is it
how
one
we've
will
been-
automatically go through, or is it that my courage
That's what
gets...
we've been.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
we've been using. Is one will go through.
So
your,
one goes
which is
through,
your
and then
courage.
your courage can absorb
Soak up the
as
rest.
many as you
The rest of it, yeah.
Okay.
So I think with the tentacles, Rob, you were going to have to be at a higher difficulty at a D3 on those, or whatever one higher is. You're going to have to be at a D4 on this one.
So are we all at a D3 then?
No,
No,
Or just
just Rob
Rob.
because of the complication that he had from his tentacle encounter a while back.
Got it.
Everybody else is at a D2.
So if I were to pull a gun and start firing into the mass of moles and trolls and voles.
Yeah, it's flying around. So yeah, you can definitely take a shot at it.
All right. I'm going to draw my gun and I'm
Okay.
going to say, Yoshti skilas, and shoot it.
Hey, 3 successes. Very good.
Boom,
You
boom,
may
boom.
roll damage.
Okay, how many damage does my handgun do? Do. I should have said aim, but I didn't say aim. But
You don't need aim on this
How
one.
about you? Yeah, I would have want to re-rolled
3.
anything there.
Oh, that's true. And then I get +2 for my insight, right? Because it's coordination for.
It's
Oh, I do.
it is
Insight,
your
yeah.
insight.
Yep. So damage 5 damage dice. Oh, please, Shmega.
Okay, so you hit it, and the creature is not affected at all by your shot.
Well,
It flies by and takes a swipe at you, Doc. This is a hand-to-hand.
mm-hmm.
If you would, coordination and
fighting.
Or I'm sorry, agility and fighting. Always get those missed. Agility
Yeah,
and
I do too. Because I started to roll agility and fighting for the gunshot before I realized that was wrong. Oh! Monkey pants. I think he got me 0 successes.
Yes, he does swing at you with his claws. This is weird. It's like a lobster claw attached to the end of this meaty tentacle, and it flies out and snaps at you, grabbing your arm as it does so, and you take 2 physical damage.
Okay. Can we soak any of that?
If you have armor, yeah.
I do have 1 armor, so
you can soak one of those.
One stress.
Yep, 1 physical stress. All right, who would like to go next?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going on a D4 on this one. You have 3 momentum.
I'm aware.
This thing is gross and creepy, Rob.
Yeah. Am I able to aim?
You can aim, yes.
Okay. Cool. Using the prototype, aiming, getting my free thing.
Momentum. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean the next one would cost 2 momentum?
Yes.
Oh. Do I want to spend 2 momentum here?
Yes, I would say you want to spend the momentum. If you've got this thing called momentum, I would do it.
So is the current issue like your next shot is penalized, or is it like from here on out your shots are going to be penalized?
No, for this whole encounter, his shots are penalized.
Okay.
Yeah, by default, my shots are penalized by 1 against anything with tentacles.
So you need to hit a 4 to hit.
Yeah.
I would say spend no momentum, fire with your regular gun, and hope for and hope for 2 1s, and give the prototype to someone else.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll hand the prototype to who's going to be better with it. You've got bonuses for handguns, don't you?
Yes.
I will hand the prototype to Valentino, and then use the regular gun.
Okay.
I mean, he's right. If I'm not going to be able to hit this thing effectively, then I shouldn't be using the prototype.
Okay.
Am I still able to aim at this thing, or is that going to?
No, because you did the weapon handoff. You're not going to be able to aim.
2 successes.
2 successes. You miss.
Yeah.
You kind of turn your head away and fire blindly at the creature. Who's next?
I guess I can see how this thing goes.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, how is this?
It's a rifle.
All right. Let me see. Got my.
Can he aim?
Yeah. That's
No, because he used his. I'm going to say his minor action was taking the weapon from.
All right.
Yeah, I would advise you, Brian, to take a momentum and see how it goes.
Okay, I will willingly spend 1 momentum. And
Hey,
3
successes. Very good. You pull the trigger, and a bolt of lightning just shoots out of the gun and strikes the creature. Rob, what is the damage on the base damage? Isn't it 6?
Yeah, base damage is 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
this is
base
gonna be
damage
so
plus
much
whatever your
damage.
bonuses are.
We'll see. +3 bonus dice. Ooh, dang. 13?
Nice. Very good. You have injured the creature. Let me look here and see how many.
Effect would be piercing 1.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, doesn't matter. You have injured it very greatly.
Hot dang.
Yeah, no, you've injured it greatly. One of its wings flies off, and it starts to kind of spin in kind of a widening circle around you. It is bleeding pretty bad. Green pus is shooting out everywhere. The tentacles are flailing. The veiny parts are throbbing even more, which causes more of the green pus to shoot out of the wound hole.
Okay, Doc has 6 resistance to gross out, but Matthew needs a break here. Hang on. Ugh.
Good job, Valentino.
Gross.
Carlos, I believe it's your turn.
Okay. I will. Carl will fire at it with a handgun. See how it goes.
Okay.
I
You
will
can use aim on yours, and you can also use a salvo if you like too.
Yeah, let's do that. What's the salvo on this pistol?
I think
Vicious.
vicious.
Yep, let's do that. So we will do that. And I will also use my bold fighting talent.
Okay.
Give you a threat, Steven.
Okay.
And spend 2 momentum.
All right.
So that should put me at 4 dice total. All right.
Hey, 5 successes. Very good. Oh wait,
Okay.
is it 6 successes because you have handguns?
No,
what is your skill
it's
on
5
handguns?
because my fighting skill is only 4. So
Okay.
just outside of my threat
All right.
range there.
All right, very good. Let's do some damage. You need to do at least 6 damage on it.
Yeah, that's unlikely. On account of these guns do 3 damage. And my insight is only 1, so let's see if this all comes up. Cthulhu's. It does.
Hey, nice. It does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So you are able to shoot this thing, and let's see. Yep, and it explodes in an Icarus mess of blood and guts and thingamabobs. And so much of that stuff covers you guys for a moment that by the time you wipe it off your face, the scene has now dissolved to someplace else. You are in a chamber, and around you are a council of men and women, all in robes and poofy pants, and big floppy hats. This obviously appears to be clothing that you kind of recognized as the Count Duke JMT's guards. So it's that style. So it feels very Renaissance style clothing.
Okay.
And all of these people, as the scene comes into more focus for you, they're all having an argument on what to do with a piece of paper lying on the center of a table. And at one point, an old man stands up. He kind of looks familiar. He's got a long beard and kind of a biggish nose. And he's got an Italian. He speaks in Italian, but all of you understand what he says. This would be so much easier if the spy were not here among us. I know the spy is waiting to see what we do. No doubt in my mind, he will find a way to get word back to Weissler on how to get the scroll back. And then the Count Duke speaks up, yes, who is the spy you speak of? And the elderly man turns and points. It is him. Who is he pointing at in the party?
I already
Who is
went.
being accused of? Yeah, so it's not Yeah, Carlos can't go, so it's got to be one of the other three of you.
That tracks.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I think it's Valentino.
Okay.
The councilman says, or I'm sorry, Count Duke says, but we saw how he fought. He was very good. Yes, but he's also the newest member of our group, and I don't know him. And he looks like an outsider, and I fear outsiders. So he must be working for the enemy. And then kind of the Count Duke turns and looks at you, Valentino. Ooh, I remember this part. Good luck, good luck. Valentino, you need to roll a reason plus persuasion, D2, to talk your way out of not being outed as a spy.
Oh, thank God it wasn't me.
Yeah, immediately after succeeding in a physical challenge, I was like, oh, I hope there isn't a social challenge. The thing that I'm the only one that's good at it. I don't know how that sentence started.
Yeah. Valentino's better than me. I'll tell you that.
You also have 4 momentum.
Okay, 4 momentum. Would I be able to spend a fortune?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. I think I'll just
sure you
go
reduce
ahead.
it off your character sheet.
Yep.
I have you down as having 1 fortune left. Is that right?
Would I have 1 fortune left? All right. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I thought I saw
you still need to roll 1 die.
Yeah, roll 1 die. I'm trying to think here. Is there a way I could just completely fib my way through this? And
yeah, you're going to have to explain it, but you still need to roll the die to see if there's any complications.
All right.
Hey, good. You got another success back, so you're now up to 5 momentum. Yes, Brian, please explain to the group how Valentino talked his way out of being accused as a spy.
Well, like I say, I think I'll just kind of completely fabricate a history of no, I'm no spy. I've been part of this organization for a lot longer than any of you know. I've been involved in several operations, helped with the retrieval of the Parthenon documents. I've been and just kind of start making up all sorts of just made up stuff in order to convince them all that no.
One woman says, I've seen this a beautiful face in a painting. How could this beautiful face lie to us? Of course I believe him. He's been one of us for a long time. And another man is like, I don't know. This guy seems very suspicious. Look at his eyes. They shift around as he's talking. Oh, please. This guy is obviously telling the truth. He's one of us. He is truly one of us. And then Count Duke is like, oh, yes, very good. Yes, everyone agrees that you are a good one. Good job. And then suddenly there is a wind that whips up all around you. And you are now in a ceremonial chamber. And the wind is whipping around. And there's bright lights emanating from a slab of stone in the center of the ceremonial chamber. And out of nowhere, lightning is striking down onto this scroll that is this piece of paper that is on top of the stone slab. And you would think that the lightning would harm you because of how much lightning there is coursing through the room. But the sigils on the stone are glowing and sparking. And these wizards and people of this organization continue to chant. And they don't appear to be getting any damage at all from the lightning that's flying around them. Over in the corner, you see one of the other people playing a flute, and it's a very weird flute sound, like it. It's got a kind of spooky, weird sound to it. This melody that the person is playing. And as you look around, there are ghosts swarming around the rooms, these specters, semi-transparent specters with white robes and everything floating around them. And every once in a while, one of them will stop and whisper into the ears of one of the people doing the chant. And then it will take off and fly around the room again. Another person is holding a large glass orb. And finally, a man steps up to the altar and he pulls out a very wicked, scary-looking dagger and he plunges it into his hand, spilling blood all over the altar. Count Duke JMT, who is holding what looks like a little compass medallion, says, "This is the fun part. Protect yourselves." I need everybody, not just one person, I need everybody to roll a reason plus survival D2.
Jumping fish hooks.
Oh boy.
Am I good at this?
E2.
D2.
D2.
We have 5 momentum.
You think if we all
One
took a
for
momentum,
each.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
a good idea.
You
Hey, roll
said
3 dice. Reason plus
Reason.
survival.
Oh, darn it.
God.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. And Rob, what did you roll?
The first one, 2 successes.
Oh, okay, 2 successes. All right. So Brian and Matthew, this explosion doesn't appear to protect you as much, and the blinding light, you both take 1 physical stress
Okay.
as the big kaboom explodes all around you. Blisco and Dutch, you can kind of protect your eyes at the last minute as soon as you heard Count JMT say, "This is the fun part, to protect yourselves." And you threw your arms up to protect yourselves, and the big white light explodes. And now you're all on boats floating through the flooded streets of a vast city.
Separate
Hmm.
boats?
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of you. So, like 3 or 4 people per boat. And you're all kind of punting your way through the streets of this big flooded city. The architecture kind of reminds you of Venice, but there's some weird shapes and angles that make no sense in how the buildings are constructed.
Carcosa?
Above you, you can see 2 suns, a bright orange sun and a dark black sun. The wizards and everybody there seem very tired and weary, but they're carrying the stone tablet from the ceremony, so they seem generally unaffected by what they see around them. Carlos, you need to take 2 mental stress. There's no block for you on this one.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I
the
soak any of it?
journey. Yeah, you can if you have something to soak.
Okay.
The journey took so much from us. Some lost a portion of their sanity, others lost lives before we even got to the final resting spot for the Key of Solomon. And as you continue to float through this mysterious, sinking, decaying city, a woman appears on a platform ahead. She's dressed in yellow robes, and she's wearing a crown of dried vines on her head. "Travelers, what brings you to my land? Carcosa is off limits to those who are not followers of Hastur." "My dearest maiden, Queen of Carcosa, lover of the Queen, we are only here to keep a dangerous weapon out of the hands of those who wish to control the great Yog-Sothoth." "Ha! Nonsense! No one can control the old god. Those that do will only unleash death and destruction on their world. I don't think the scroll you have is real, and you are simply here to steal the crown from the king. The king is coming, and we must prepare." And then the Duke turns to look at you and says, "I will admit there are portions of my memory that are missing. Carcosa took so much. It took so much." He turns to one of you and says, "My son, would you please look at the scroll and attempt to explain to this maiden what the spell does in a way that she can understand?"
Shoot.
Oh, Matthew, this is probably yours.
Sounds like it.
Insight and Academia, D2.
Oh,
Yep, this was yours.
yeah. Woo-hoo. I should not celebrate before I know. Okay, so
You got 1 momentum left.
we got one momentum. Do you gentlemen?
And you
think
could
that
use, and you
using-
also have fortune too, so.
Yeah,
Ooh,
use the momentum, definitely. There's no reason
okay.
not to.
All right. 3 successes.
Hey, very good. So you get your momentum back.
Mm-hmm.
So please explain how you would explain to this woman how this magic spell is supposed to work and how it's very dangerous and how it can
Mm-hmm.
control Yog-Sothoth in a way that this person would be able to understand.
Do I actually know this, or am I bluffing?
I mean, it seems like if you were to read the scroll, it would make sense to you, but you've
Mm-hmm.
been told so many times about the Key of Solomon, you should be
Mm-hmm.
able to talk about, its ability to control monsters and that kind of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you've seen great
Even
battles already. So,
certainly, even a creature from beyond the pale has a nervous system, has a brain, and the brain controls the movements of all bodies. So if we send a signal to the brain, the monster thinks that it must respond just as it would as if it had thought, I'm going to go here. So the
Og-Sothoth.
Yog-Sothoth, thank you. I want to say Sagoth, and I know that's wrong. So the Yog-Sothoth not only does what we tell it, it believes that it thought of a reason to tell itself to do this before it even did it.
I understand now, travelers. Go, place the scroll in the Grand Hall. You will be safe and secure there. Be on your way.
Thank you.
And you continue to float through the city. And Blisco, something's really weird about this city. And as you look, one of the buildings just falls over flat. Like it's a painted piece of scenery of a play. It looks like a real building, but it's just a painting. And behind it is something that is all mouths and tentacles.
Ah,
I am going to need you to tell me, how are you going to warn the rest of the party and get them away before the creature attacks all of you? What are you going to use?
We're in the boats.
You are all in the boats.
Can I take
Creature is
control
on
of
the
one
ship.
of the boats?
You can take control of one of the boats.
I would like to use coordination vehicles to
Yep, go for it.
okay.
yeah.
And then first let's roll it, and then we'll describe what happens.
I assume this is a D2.
Tentacles, so D3.
I'm going to use that momentum.
Okay. You've also got fortune, so don't forget.
I do. Yeah, I'm not going to use the momentum. I'm going to use one of my fortune, or my last fortune. It should be my last fortune, right? Like we haven't
sure.
replenished any
Nope,
time
you have not.
since before the train.
Nope, you have not.
Okay.
You got 2 successes right there. You only need one more.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Really?
you could have used that momentum to had 2 dice on that.
I
You've
could
already
have,
rolled.
but I already rolled, and also like I had a 15% chance of failure on this,
Yeah, and you
and got there.
push one of the punters out of the way, and you grab the long pole and you try to push as fast as you can. But the faster you try to push, the more the muck of what's under the water holds to the pole. And at one point, you push down and you try to pull up, but the pole doesn't release, and you also don't release the pole. And the next thing you know, you are holding onto the pole and you are suspended in the middle of the water as the boat floats by and the creature comes closer and closer to you. And then there's a bright white light. There is a long aisle with all of the men and women that you have seen in all of these different visions. They're standing on each side, and all 4 of you are walking down the aisle. And the man that you saw earlier, the old man, is standing there. And now you kind of realize where you've seen this guy before. This is that famous painter guy, Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh.
Hmm.
We have achieved something that no one else has ever been able to do. We've defeated the wizard Weisler, and the world is safe. But, my friends, we must be vigilant. Evil will rise again. Weisler will no doubt rise again. The crafting of these artifacts, the magic we have learned, and the great strain and loss we have endured must not befall on anyone else. We have been forged into brothers and sisters of light. It's now our responsibility to keep our acts secret. No one but our descendants and those that have passed the trials should know what we know. These artifacts must be scattered far and wide and protected from the forces of evil. Duke JMT has agreed to fund your travels and to ensure your lineage can keep the artifacts safe. As a new generation joins our society, we must know each other via secret means. This, and he unrolls a piece of paper, and you see that there is a circle with a dot in the middle and a cross on top. This will be our symbol. This is how we will know each other. Go forth, brothers and sisters, and be ready to act again in the future. And at that minute, you all walk through a doorway, and you are back in Count Duke JMT's dining room. Right. Oh, congratulations, boys. I knew you could do it. I knew it. I just knew it. Because of your bravery, your knowledge, your faith, and your strength. You've proven through this ceremony that you're worthy to be a luminary. And I should apologize for lacing your wine with a special kind of drug that I have concocted, but you understand, right?
Oh, I guess if it was necessary, yeah.
Well, let's sit and eat some more.
Yeah, sure.
And you sit, and then Count Duke JMT claps his hands, and servants come out, and they have all sorts of different cakes and creams and sweet treats that seem both ancient and new. Carlos. So, what did you think of the initiation?
That was a trip.
Yes, somebody said it was a trip.
It was interesting. Was that all from your memory, or?
No, these are things that happened. My memories. No, you don't want to go into my memories. Trust me. Oh, that's a scary place. Let me tell you. He looks at you, Blisco. You should know.
That was not pleasant.
No, the whole thing was not pleasant at all. It was a terrible time. It was a dark time. But we defeated them. We got the scroll safe.
So now we are luminaries?
And if you all look down at your hands, the crotch of your hand between your thumb and your index finger, that meaty part, on the back of your hand, you can see tattooed onto your hand is the luminary symbol.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, I was hoping for a decoder ring, but this works.
Oh, yes. This will definitely help you going forward.
I always said I'd never want to be part of an organization that would have me as a member, but this is an exception.
Well, there's so few of us left that, who cares?
I like the Count Duke JMT.
Of course, everybody loves me.
Lightning bolt.
Oh, which reminds me. And now you notice that the cloak or robe that he's wearing has been held together with the medallion that you saw him wield to control the weather. If you're going to save the world, you're going to need these. And he hands you, Carlos, the artifact that controls the weather.
Oh, how does it work?
Well, it really only controls lightning and really is only used for ceremony, but I figured this is kind of a ceremony, so it works here. It's not going to be used as a weapon. It'll be used for the ceremony. You'll need it to open the gateway to Carcosa. By the way, he looks at you. Have you read a certain play?
Is it The King in Yellow?
Yes, don't speak of that play.
Sorry.
One of us who came back went mad and wrote that play in a fit of fits. And we've been trying to get rid of it ever since. It's a cursed text. But that explains that look in your eye. Also, it could be the LSD that I put in your wine.
Yeah, I think it's definitely both.
6 of 1.
Well, if we don't have any other business here, then I'm going to bed. I'm old.
Oh yeah, okay.
Good night. And he gets
Good
up and
night.
he leaves, walks up the stairs and leaves. And the four of you are left alone with a table full of desserts.
Oh boy.
Well,
Mm.
yeah. So that was something definitely.
Yeah, that does make sense.
We've had much more difficult fights to get possession of one of the artifacts.
I don't know. Blisco seemed to be having a real tough time in there.
Not
You gonna be
enjoying
okay?
the tentacles anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't enjoying them to begin with, but
I mean, you get used to it after a while.
Maybe it's good that you're not getting used to it.
Made me the
Maybe.
man I am today.
Oh, these cookies are good.
Mm.
All
Yeah,
right.
I used to have trouble with tentacles, but I'm feeling much better now.
So we have now in our possession, well, on our side's possession, the mask, the tablet, yep, the orb, the book, and the necklace.
Yeah, it's a pendant. It's more of a pendant clasp.
Okay, pendant. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that control the elements.
Okay.
Yep. So you do have the one that speaks with spirits, one to shield from harm. You have the one that reveals secrets, one to control the elements, one to unlock charm, and the ones you don't have because you know that the Nazis got it was the one hidden a ship, and then there's two more artifacts, one in plain sight, which Carlos may have starting to piece together some stuff, and then one from open fight, and that would be which item?
The dagger in Russia.
The dagger that you saw in the
dagger in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pendant stone, whatever it was that the brigadier to shield from harm.
Yeah.
We have that.
That's a piece of the
tablet.
The tablet. Yeah. Right. Okay, that's what I was confused about. When you said the necklace, I immediately thought of the brig.
Yeah. It's a pendant.
Yeah, so the one that controls elements, when you look at it, it's like a silver circle, and inside that circle is like a compass. And at the center of the compass is a Italian Renaissance version of clouds that are blowing wind. So it's like a cloud with a face and it's blowing. That's what that's what this item looks like.
That's cool. Dutch will like sort of gripping onto the chain. He'll like shake it a little.
You hear some distant thunder.
Okay.
Careful with that.
All right. Like, actually, he'll put it on.
Okay. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
I have +3 lightning resistance.
Carlos's inventory adds 1. Ting!
It's one of those Dracula trophies.
Yeah, it's the I don't know, what do you call it? The amulet of Bacula. You know, Count Bacula.
Yeah, he travels through time.
Right. Yeah, he's it's Count Bacula, and then there's his evil counterpart, the Beowulf.
So one sugar coma later, you all wake up in the back of a wagon going down the side of the mountain. You have all your belongings with you, and you're laying in a pile of hay. And you're all in this wagon, and there's a person driving the wagon, and you are well away from the city that you were headed to.
The Count Duke really knows how to party.
Blisco, as you kind of groggily wake up, you find a note pinned to your jacket.
Mm-hmm.
My dear boys, you did a fantastic job. Welcome to the Luminaries. I feel like my work here is done. Please do not ever come and visit again. In fact, you will never be able to find this place again. But good luck. Save the world, please. Signed, Count Duke JMT. And as you all look back, you can see that the castle and the town all just disappear into the clouds and the fog. And when it clears, there's nothing there. Critical Hit Punch All Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Steven Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session, and Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2024 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.